Hi, we're back, kind of. You saw that we've been working on the bug eye the last couple days. I apologize for the inconsistency in filming. It was my birthday this last weekend and I wanted to work really hard with our group of friends to get the engine ready to go. It was running, but not well. If you followed us, the TGVs was throwing a code, and actually the passenger side one was stuck, halfway open, halfway closed. So we threw those in the trash basically. We had a set of TGVs that I'm pretty sure worked, so we put them in and sure enough they worked. After another injector leak, we fixed that and it's running really good. We took it around and did a couple pulls, and I'll shoot more of that later, but it was super dark out. You wouldn't have seen anything. You would have just heard wind noise and turbo blow off. So basically we just hurried and there's not much video and I'm sorry. What's going on now is we let the car sit overnight, and when I came back there was a pancake or paint lid size oil spot, and I thought it was coolant because we ended up spilling, well, I spilled some coolant on the motor and some on the floor. Two things: either one, it's not oil and it's power steering. It's pretty dirty from the floor, so I couldn't really tell, and there wasn't a smell to it. But the power steering isn't working the greatest, so I'm either leaning towards it's a power steering leak or the valve cover is leaking. Both kind of suck. I'm actually hoping it's kind of a valve cover leak, and I'll probably just throw a new gasket on and try it. It sucks, but that's the Subaru life. That's kind of what I'm doing today. I'm going to go under with a flashlight and just take a look and hunt down any leaks and make sure everything we put on there is remaining tight and looks okay after a few pulls and driving around the neighborhood. I would like to put the hood on. I can't roadkill it, you know, forever. I actually think in my city it's illegal to not have a hood. I want to bleed the air out of the coolant because we didn't fully do that yet, and this Mishimoto radiator takes a little bit more fluid than a stock one, and so I had to go pick up another jug. I also picked up some power steering, some brake fluid because I want to bleed the brakes. The car is riding, and I'll show a clip of the wheels now, but the car is riding on the 17s from the BRZ. They're not the prettiest wheel. It kind of looks like Toyota had their design hand in them, because if I was to take them off, put them on a Camry, you would never know. They look like they came off of a Camry or a Corolla or something. I'm kind of anti-plasti dip. I learned my lesson with it when I was younger and foolish, and you won't find it on my cars usually. It has its place in the car world, but not on my vehicles. I'm going to take them off, clean them, and prime them, and we're going to decide on a color besides the gunmetal. So that's on the agenda too. But basically, like I said, I'm going to go under there with the flashlight, look for anything suspicious, start tracing this leak, get the hood back on, bleed the system, bleed the brakes, get the wheels off, and go from there. I cleaned and scratched these up a little bit to give the primer something to grab to, and that's like the first coat, 1.5-ish. I kind of did one, went to the other one, went back and forth. Actually almost already out. This was maybe 2/3 full, so I might run and go get some more because it's starting to lighten up. I got done cleaning them a little while ago, and basically what I learned from the first set is it's kind of hard to get in some of the you know, tighter areas. So I used the little bit that I had left in this can just to basically spritz in these sections here, and then a little bit in there, and I'm gonna let it set up, and then I'm gonna hit it with the other can of primer that I have. And yeah, hopefully I let the paint fumes go off so I don't have to do this with the mask on, and I had to get the heater back on. But anyway, so here's the final color. 2 cans was barely enough for this. I actually maybe would do 1 more coat if I could. I don't know, the distribution and the paint coverage seems pretty even. There was a couple spots where I did do coats where I would just basically spritz the insides, and I didn't want to get runs on the tops or around the edges, so I just let it tack up and then came back and did the whole thing. So there was like 2 coats on each one like that, and then just went over all of the wheel. So altogether, I'm gonna say at least 6 times. Now these aren't heavy coats by any means. These were quite light, and so 6 coats, take that as however you want, but they weren't very heavy. But cap is definitely kind of off, but I think that has to do with the primer I use and the surface I'm shooting on. There's a lot of variables there. But anyway, I'm probably gonna let these sit overnight, maybe. I kind of wanted to get a coat of clear on them tonight just to see how it turned out tomorrow. But the end one over there and this one are still quite tacky, and the 2 middle ones aren't as tacky. Like, they're still pretty sticky, but like they're not gonna like take a fingerprint or anything. That's just, you touch it, you can feel it's not hard yet. So I don't know, we'll see. I really wanted to finish this video with driving this thing. Obviously it can't drive without wheels. It's in the Jetson hover car mode right now, the thing. So that's probably gonna be like that till the wheels are done. Like I said, it's still leaking. I don't know what to do with that. I'm a little frustrated. I do need to still bleed the coolant and power steering stuff and bleed the brakes just for safety measure because it sat for a while. And I don't think I'm gonna do that today. I kind of fell behind with time, and I'm getting kind of tired. And then, like I said, it got kind of cold here the last couple days. Even though the sun's really nice and bright, it's still kind of cold. So I'm probably gonna call it a day, and I'll catch up to the rest of you and these guys mañana.
What's up, everyone? Sorry about the mask. I hope you can hear me. I got here and got everything up to temperature, and I threw some clear on these things, so we're going to take a look right now. Not bad. It's really smelly in here. The clear smells and fumes like way worse than the paint. So I don't know. I did 2 seconds of a video with the mask off, and I couldn't do it. So hopefully you can hear me. Otherwise, this is 3 coats of clear. I'm gonna do 2 more and call it a day. But I think they're looking pretty good. They're a little more orange than I hoped, but I think they'll look okay. So working on the air horn for the truck. I thought it'd be kind of funny when I picked up this classic looking button. You know, it's a temporary, it's just on off, so it's more like a horn, you know, beep beep. The pump, the relay, I had to sacrifice some old wires because I don't have any of these, and since this was all free stuff, I'm trying to stick with the theme and go everything I have laying around. I didn't want to go to O'Reilly's to get those like slip-on connections. So we're gonna make that work. Alright, so I know I didn't really film a whole lot today, like most days. I feel like I start too many of these clips like that. But anyway, yeah, this is a mess right now. So I've been working on like rerouting some of these wires and trying to get them a little cleaner. And I think come to the conclusion that I'm just gonna get another like fuse block and redo this the right way, because this is like high school sketchy to me. But for now, I know that most of these work. So two of these are for the front and rear LED lights, and then I just put the horn in. It's just mounted to the fender well, which has clearance, and I already cut off the excess self-tappers in the wheel well. The pump is mounted under here with this, and I just got that wired in, and this nasty freaking loom. I didn't have any instructions, so I basically put this all together on the bench and then tested it with the Subaru battery, and I got to work. Had to write a couple notes to remember what I was doing. But this is where I mounted the button. This is the mirror control and the lights, and this was hollow in the middle. And as you can hear, this is just the pump. So it's gonna work. It's probably gonna be kind of loud, which is the point. That's kind of the emergency horn for when like stupid people cut me off with a trailer like they did the other day. I didn't film it, but I basically had a lady cut me off pretty good, and I was pissed. And this the regular horn, wasn't quite enough for me. So anyway, I'm gonna throw the dash back together, tie up some of these wires. I'm probably not gonna be able to do anything about these extra grounds and extra freaking power cables. There's like 3 to each terminal right now, and I don't, like I said, I'm not crazy about that. And like these relays, it's messy. Luckily it's a work truck, but I'm not gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna look on Amazon and see what they got for cheap and go from there. But all I gotta do yet, like I said, is button up the dash and then connect the air hoses, which I'll probably have to heat them to get them to flex a little bit better. And yeah, it's gonna be rowdy. So also I threw the last coat of clear on these. They're actually pretty well dry now. They didn't really change any shade. I also had to do an oil change for actually my mother today, so I have been kind of bouncing all over the place, so I apologize again for the inconsistency.
4 to 6 days later.
Okay, so it's Saturday, and I bought a little something yesterday, little surprise. But right now we're here at the shop working on it. Here's everyone's cars. BRZ. This turd. It's for sale. It's for sale. $4 grand. Hit me up on Facebook. Put it here, Tyler. Right here. WRX. And let's go inside and show you what I got and what's going on in the shop. How's it going, Kyle? Tucking some wires, giving her a look around. But yeah, this is my Z. There she is, in all the glory. So here's the inside of the Z. It's a little rough. The seats are kind of worn, but I just cleaned it. So it's looking pretty nice. I don't like this. Not a fan. Not a fan. Yeah. Kyle's fucking with shit. Kyle found my backup camera wire and he's trying to hook it up right now.
Let's see how it's going. What's up?
Make some electrical fixes.
Where is it? Tape, 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 tape. Am I blind?
Yeah.
What you doing, Kyle? Probably can't hear anything.
They probably won't even hear you talking because the heater is loud.
So what do you think about the Z?
It's silver.
Yeah, it is. It's silver. That's the color I wanted though, so.
I like those black touring machines, but they're so expensive.
Yeah. Callie, what do you think?
It's ugly.
It's ugly?
Wow.
I love it.
It's good. It's very loud.
Needs a couple things. But
Yeah.
Oh, you fixed that shit knob.
Kyle did.
Put it in reverse.
Brad just bought a 350Z. We're driving it home. Look at that ass.